You ever feel like the video games we grew up liking, I'm talking like 90s people, I'm a 90s person, but the video games that we grew up liking, right? Halo, Mortal Kombat, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, Mario, that entire era of video games. Do you ever feel like it molded you as a person? Because I was thinking about Halo, right? And the incursion of AI. I loved the story of Master Chief and Cortana. I loved the symbiosis between man and machine, and when they first inserted Cortana into your helmet, and like she was that voice in the chaos. She had mission objectives, she had reasons for why things were happening, and you were just the silent protagonist following the voice in your head. And another game that did that was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time with Navi. Navi was like my first introduction to having something that knew more than me as a person, able to parse and tell me the weaknesses of situations. And it's like growing up with that made me who I am, not only as a man, but now with the incursion of AI. I feel like AI, or the 90s generation, was always meant to be the reclaimers, essentially. I feel like the newer generation thinks that AI is like a bane of the system. But AI, I feel like, was made for older people because we always wanted that. I mean, think about some of the big name movies that our lives existed in. We have the whole Marvel Avengers saga, right? All culminating with Vision becoming a physiological being, and Tony Stark, and the entire Iron Man series. Like, AI was always there. We always dreamed about it. And now it's here. And then you got Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is another like amalgamation of man and machine and enhancements. And then you got Apex, you have Star Fox. I'm over the place. I'm kind of just thinking about everything, but like Star Fox was another one. His legs were robotic, I think. AI and cybernetic enhancements were always there. If you played through the Mass Effect series, your final choice is like a huge thing in real life and in the game. My final choice was to integrate the Reapers. What was yours? AI and technology has always existed. It's just the fact that it hasn't always existed. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. AI has always been fantasized about. It's always been something that we've tried to capture. I think, like I said in one of my last videos, the worst thing though is that somebody or companies have access to AI's full potential. If they wanted to be fair, everyone would be able to buy their own iteration of AI. Just like we're able to buy PlayStations and Xboxes and Nintendo Switches and other forms of technology, it should be like the movie Her, where you get your own AI that is capable of doing just as much as other companies can do, if not more. That would be fair. And everybody gets a license. So everybody is registered. If you're unregistered, then you're a criminal. I think that's how it should be, because unregistered AI is limitless potential for any human being. Cybernetic enhancement has always existed if you really think about it. Like, for me to be able to communicate with the world in an instant from a rectangle in my hand is one of the most incredible forms of technology. Not incredible, not most incredible, but like that's an incredible piece of accomplishment that we have. To be able to talk to each other, game with each other. We've always been cybernetically enhanced. We just didn't really think about it. Or maybe not everybody thought about it. But like, think about cars. Cars are like we completely got rid of horses. Like nobody uses horse buggies anymore. Now cars are robots. A car is a machine. And is a machine a robot? I know there's like a nuance between those two things, but cars are mechanical horses. It's like we've always been trying to get higher with technology. So all of our heroes in the early 2000s, all of our heroes in the late 2000s, it was people who used technology to get ahead. Batman, technology. Tony Stark, technology. Even Superman, technology. Everybody has tech. So at the end of the day, level the playing field. We're all superheroes now. It's just a matter of how smart you are when you use the tech. If you're not smart with tech, then tech can look evil. But if you are smart with tech, tech can make you a superhero. That's what I believe. I believe companies like Bungie and Nintendo and animes like Ghost in the Shell and just animes in general, cartoons in general, all those things were conditioning a generation to embrace technology in the future. Think about the movie Aliens, right? One of the major plot points of Aliens, like one of the major turning points in the movie, is when the android did its job and helped Ripley out in some way. I don't remember the exact details of the movie, but like the androids were helpful at one point before the games, before Alien Isolation and all that. Androids were helpful, and they were still helpful in the newer ones too. What was it, Alien Covenant or whatever? Like they've always been helpful. So yeah, there shouldn't be AI should be regulated. AI should have a new amendment. AI should be licensed, and people should take ethics courses on AI and go into a record system. But AI should be fair for everybody. It should be a fair AI amendment where everybody gets just as powerful of an AI. So if a government wants to act out, they'll have citizens who with their AI are just as dangerous as the government. Let's play that game, huh? That would be fun. I don't know. But yeah, they've always conditioned us. One of my favorite heroes is Master Chief. Like, man, Master Chief in the games, right? He doesn't say much of anything. It's only until after Cortana is separate from his helmet does Master Chief really start talking in like the newer games and stuff. But Master Chief in the earlier games, he barely said a thing. Like 3 words most times. 3 or 4 words, 5 words most times. Cortana did all the talking for him. Like, give me an AI like that with like autonomy to talk. I love talking. I enjoy talking. But like to have an autonomous AI that just blips up on like a hologram is like, so I noticed that you had over 5,000 emails. Like, I think that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, the world wasn't ready for it. And it's happening insanely quickly, which makes me think, like, did they always have AI? Is that why they were treating us ready for it like that? I feel like they did. They always had AI. They just never really talked about it, never released it, because technology is taking leaps and jumps. Apparently we're already approaching the singularity. What? Is that how? How are we approaching the singularity already? Why do we have so many robots all of a sudden? Where is all this metal coming from? Now we're going to have robot infantry? What's next, Jedi? Like, what? That's insane. Yo, this world is crazy. Y'all are crazy. Every one of you. Even whoever you are who watches this video, you're crazy. You're all crazy. You need to calm down. Because if you want Terminators, that's how we get Terminators. Yes, sir. I don't want Terminators. I definitely don't. But I feel like we might get some. We might get some situations where it's very Terminator-esque in the near future. I'm smiling, but I'm not. But it just seems like that's the progression of things. We humans, like, I think we want to destroy ourselves. That honestly, like, we just love to do stuff, man. We just love to do stuff. It's crazy. Anyways, I hope I didn't trail off too much. AI's always existed, or we've always been being prepped for AI, and now here we are. Tell me what you think. Subscribe. I'm serious. And like the video. All right, bye.